So I just watched Succession, 4 seasons, almost 5 days or so, and I have thoughts. Well, they're brewing and all that, and I've made my comments on Reddit and all that shit, but yeah, I wanted to make a little video about them. Since I'm making 100 videos, well, why not? Since this is basically all I'm thinking about these days. So first, I'm going to give my spoiler-free thoughts, I guess. Yeah, maybe say something like, it's an interesting show, it's cool, I like the power dynamics and all that, and like the relationships between the siblings and the dad and all this, and I like fucking seeing private jets and helicopters and like all that, and motorcades and like 3 Cadillac Escalades, and like seeing a Maybach in every fucking shot, and people eating in nice restaurants and like dope ass mansions with insane views, that kind of shit. I like that. And yeah, it gets me thinking. It's like a interesting manifestation thing, right? Maybe, I don't know. Just some dumb shit. And what else? Yeah, I like how they talk. I like the way they talk. It's funny. I think it's maybe, I don't know if it's called being well written. Probably it is, because it's all made up, I guess, made up dialogue. But yeah, I like the dialogue. It's like, yeah, it's funny at times, witty, I guess. It mixes up stuff, like it's like corporate talk, but they also mix in like casual shit. They they talk a little, they talk pretty, they use like foul language, but in a way that I guess I relate to, like, it's funny. I could give examples of all this, but yeah, I'm not going to go that far, because I don't really want to like fucking Google examples and try to remember it all, but yeah, I'm just talking about vibes, I guess. And I think I'm going to stop talking about these spoiler-free thoughts, and yeah, just in case, these are kind of very overview type shit, because I don't want to spoil anything, and now the spoilers will commence. Yeah, I'm not necessarily going to go like into heavy spoilers or whatever, but yeah, just in case my tongue slips up or something, this is the spoiler zone. Careful, I might spoil shit. So, and also the things I have most recent are like the ending. So yeah, that might come up. So so just in case. So what I was thinking. Oh yeah, I was talking about like the bougie vibe of the show, and I like seeing all this kind of money and all that shit, and yeah, it made me think, and also like what comes with it, right? Because what comes with this fucking motorcade and all that shit I might have something like here. Fuck. So like, for example, what comes with this fucking 3 SUVs, the private jet, and all this, and it's like being in the company that pays for all this shit, right? So like either owning the company or like being a high up in there, and it's like, as the show depicts, that shit is fucking annoying and a mess, and dealing with people a lot and all that, and it's like, I'm not built for that. But wouldn't it be nice to travel like that, to have like your fucking 3 SUVs and following you, and you being like, I'm being driven to places and all that, and I'm like, it would be nice, but I don't want to deal with all the other shit, right? So yeah, that's kind of what my mind is at right now. And yeah, I don't know, I like the imagery of all this, kind of like, I find them interesting, like the power games and all that shit. But yeah, I know I'm not built for them, but yeah, you know, watching them is interesting, even if they're made up. And I assume there's always truth in the made up. So yeah, I like seeing all this. And I like the, you know, the status it represents, I guess, right? The being in your fucking crew of people, all fucking loaded as fuck, being driven to places and like all day on the phone because you're like handling important shit. I like the optics of that, right? That's cool. It's cool to watch. And yeah, it's cool to picture myself in there and like, what the fuck would I be doing there, right? And is there a way? And what would be the way? And like, why wouldn't I want to be there? Because there are also reasons to not want to be in that place. And like, what's the happy medium? Or like, whatever. Those kind of questions come to my mind. But yeah, there's something about the fucking 3 black SUVs going from the airport to the other place. Like the intro is like this new money place. They have all these palaces, they have the views of New York, and there's a shot with 2 helicopters, I think. Really like, because it's also the elite helicopters. You can tell these are big money helicopters. And I like that. Let's see if they fucking show it. Maybe it's enough. Yeah, I like the vibes of that. The vibes of, I guess, US old money. Because, well, it's not really old money, I guess, but second, third generation. Yeah, I think it's season 4, but yeah. This kind of shot, you know, 3 fucking SUVs driving through New York. Well, these are sedans, these aren't SUVs. But yeah, 3 fucking, what's that, a Maybach? Yeah, that's a Maybach. You get driven in a Maybach. The 2 Maybachs pull up in front of the 2 fucking helicopters, which are the, I don't remember. And then you see the fucking shot of the 2 helicopters going like this. Yeah, this is like a Sikorsky's S-76B. You Google the shit and it's like 10 million or whatever. Yeah, so it's not the cheap helicopter, it's a fucking the real deal. And I think on these things, I think how much would they fucking cost? This is so fucking boring. I like those scenes, and I'm like, damn. You know, I like the imagery. And also, let's see if I can find this shot. 2 helicopters like that. How much would that shot cost, for example? But yeah, it's like, how the fuck can you get there, right? It's like, does it obligatorily have to come with this package of like people and influences and all that? And the answer is probably fuck yes. I don't like this, but I don't know. I have fun thinking about it. And yeah, you know, the relationship between the characters and seeing how the fucking Reddit always shits on people, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. I like just watching the shit develop, right? I'm not team anyone. I don't have like allegiances or anything. I find the shit people do funny, or I don't know. I don't even find it bad. I'm like, I guess understandable. I guess from their position. I'm very like that. So I don't know. I like the wardrobe too. I like this corporate type of outfits and all that shit. I find them interesting. I like how Tom talks and how he makes up shit, and there's a scene, I think season 2 or season 3, where he talks about him loving money, and I'm like, damn, literally me. I just like seeing it from the outside, but I'm like, damn, that's really fucking dope. I like the finer things in life. Some thoughts. I like when Kendall does stupid shit, like, I don't know, like the conferences and like the corporate talk, but being like this cool guy, and his birthday party when he wants to do this fucking event thing, and he prepares some kind of host things. I like that. Jeremy Strong's fucking crazy. Yeah, he's crazy good. And yeah, I don't know, I like to think, I get so immersed in the show that I forget that these people are like, I guess, actors, right? So, you know, the drama kids in at school or whatever. And yeah, and I think that I like that the character sometimes, like, it has this theater kid type energy sometimes, right? When he's at the very end of the show, like last episode, I think, he's with his siblings singing this song when they're drinking this kind of weird drink. I forgot the name of the drink, but yeah, they were singing like and then they were singing like the name of the drink and something like lion or whatever. Meal fit for a king, and he was saying this meal fit for a king, and singing it, and they were mocking like his mom and her British accent and all that, doing with this meal fit for a king kind of song. And and the rap that he does in I don't know which episode. Yeah, it's, I don't know, I like those moments too. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know, I like something about everyone. Yes. The minor characters too. Willa, I like Willa a lot. The escort that made it to the top, it reminds me of Twitter somehow. And yeah, I don't know, it makes me think, you know, she's like basically the sanest person in that place, like the person with the sanest relationship, and it's like the one that started like being real, like this is about money. It started like that in the first place, and it's the one that ends up like the least messy, I guess. They get fucking married, which is crazy, but maybe it's not so crazy after all, you know. Yeah, Connor, funny. The president arc, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, they made that work. Yeah, Logan, I guess that's how it starts, and I guess it's understandable too. Also, I feel like every arc is understandable. The relationship stuff also is interesting. Yeah, you know, the Willa and Connor thing being the I guess sanest one. Then all the fucking ex-wives and secretaries and all that shit. That's, I guess, interesting. They don't really go super deep into it, but it's interesting to see. And the ones that they do go deep into, like the Shiv and Tom's relationship, that one, yeah, that's interesting always to hear too. I don't know, it's, yeah, I guess it makes you think, like, when they are bullshitting and when they're not telling the truth, and like how hard it is to tell, like, in those contexts. And I'm like, damn, couldn't you just tell the truth? And then I think about real life, and I'm like, damn, in real life it's also hard to tell the truth. So it's like I can't fucking blame them, you know? It's like when real life zero stakes, it's hard to tell the truth. It's even harder to tell the truth when it's like big stakes, you know. So I'm like, fuck. probably would have done the same. I guess. I don't know. There's the part of me that would be like, fuck it, I wouldn't do that shit in that place. But another is like, yeah, I would. So it's like, what can you do? I find it funny, Greg's arc. How he goes basically from smoking a fucking joint in a park to then like, yeah. And in that first season, I was like, what the fuck is Greg doing here? Like, how the fuck did they keep him here for so long? Like, why the fuck didn't Logan kick him out? I guess because of the grandpa thing, right? To like spite the other old one. But yeah, I don't know. I found it funny how he manages to slurry his way into the place he gets at the end, basically. Like Tom being Tom's assistant, the CEO's assistant, I guess. So yeah, I guess, yeah, in a lot of Reddit comments, people say like, he's supposed to be like the audience, right? It's like, if you got there, that's like what you would do probably. Well, maybe not probably, but it's like, that's your in, right? He's the person who comes from nothing, and who gets the opportunity, and who gets told by his mom, like, go chase this shit, right? Go chase the job, or whatever. And he's like, he does it, and yeah, people along the way kind of congratulate him. Kendall says him the "you Machiavellian fuck" or whatever, and yeah, Tom's always like with his fucking whatever, like with his dynamic of praising him but also bringing him down. Yeah, funny. I like it. It's a funny dynamic to see. Yeah, Roman. Interesting character. I like also the fucked up sex scenes, and like him being fucked up and always like talking about jerking off. That's funny. And also understandable, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, it's like comic relief. On the other hand, it's also like, yeah, you can see those kind of things play out in real life, I guess. Some people like using humor to deflect a lot. I don't know. Probably happens. And yeah, I don't know. I like that. I like the show, basically. It's a fun one. I finished it and I'm kind of with this feeling of like, damn, it's over. It simply ended, you know? It wasn't something like, yeah, it told the story it had to tell, but on the one hand, it's like you have this kind of emptiness of thinking, what happens next, you know? Because they leave the election on kind of hold, even though the Republican won, but they leave it like on hold. There are some kind of things that I didn't get a lot, which are like fucking Kendall's kids, like what's up with them? Are they like adopted? I didn't get that well, but or like, yeah, what's happening now with Tom and Shiv, and like how's their reign going to look like? Is she going to become like, is the prophecy of her being a bad mom going to be true? It seems like they're setting it up in the I'm with you, but I'm looking out for me, but I'm with you kind of thing, from like Shiv to Tom. It's like, I've decided that you're like the piece I need. I will be behind the shadows, but I think this is like the best choice for my kid, I guess. I think that's how I imagine she sees it, right? Also, I don't know. Yeah, I guess like it is kind of putting a window into this fucking family drama for some time and then picking off the window, you know? Because the point, I think kind of like the point of the show is that you're like watching these fucking people in their private jets and in their fucking Cadillac Escalades and their motorcades and all that shit, and going to vacation to make deals, to fucking houses that are fucking insane. And I guess it starts like that and it ends like that, you know. It starts with them being fucking rich, but kind of at the mercy of their father, and then father dies, and then they're still rich and they are not really at the mercy of their father, but they're simply rich, you know. They didn't get the company except maybe Shiv through Tom, and yeah, it's like, yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the point of the show, that they are still rich, but they are now, but they lost, I guess. They're rich, they tried to win the company, but they lost it. But essentially, like, their lives will probably be like, they will do the 100 things, you know, while trying to revolutionize the space of digital communications and make some kind of fake startup with their money or whatever to keep themselves busy. I guess something like that, but not this kind of being involved in this fucking president electing fucking DOJ type shit, or like multi-billion-dollar conglomerates or whatever. It's like that phase is over. They cannot get the reins of the big thing, but they will still be rich and all that. I guess that's like the point of the show, you know. And I'm like, I probably would be the kind of person who would have just taken the money at the beginning, you know, and I would have done like my own retarded thing from the very beginning, you know. Like, I would have gone the Connor way, probably. That's, I guess, kind of my take. I probably relate to that the most, to that sentiment the most. Being like into Napoleon's dick and buying it for $500,000. That's like the type of shit that I would do probably if I were a rich kid, I guess. I don't have like these ambitions of like taking over what my dad did. Maybe because I don't have those ambitions in real life, but I think I think that's because of how I was brought up. I wasn't brought up with money, so I didn't. I never thought I would have money to inherit, I guess. But if you do have money to inherit, I guess the chip changes mind. Your mind changes. Yes, something in your mind switches. But you don't know. I don't know. I guess they had their material covered, and the bullshit and all that shit, and the backstabbing and all that. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to think about how like Logan raised the kids to be like backstabbers and to like hate each other and hate themselves and hate each other. Yeah, I don't know if I said it that way. I don't know, kinda crazy, but probably happens. Oh, and Dasha. I remember the Dasha. I found it. I recognized her and found it funny that she's there. Kind of thought that Greg and her would be a nice couple, but I was like, meh. Yeah, it makes sense for Greg to like do the status obsessed switch up thing and like climb up the ladder, I guess. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. I have more thoughts, but I don't know. This video is too long. I don't know what's going to watch it anyway, so fuck it. I don't care. Bye. 100 video series, video 75. Bye.